Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 76th part of What If Deku Was a Magical Girl Mascot, Quirk, Magical Girl Mascot. The author of this great fanfic is Emma. I believe links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 76, Vestige Voices. Toshinori was freaking out, unsure what exactly was going on. After all, this seemed to be insane. Even if the strange blackness was attacking Chisaki, meaning he some control over it. However, things ended up getting stranger. So he fully unlocked mine first, didn't see that one coming. A voice piped up in telepathy. I didn't see it coming, especially since he partially unlocked 6 years ago. Another voice was added to the telepathy. Who the fuck are you? Mentally yelled Katsuki. Kaken. Scolded Izuku, but yeah, who are you and how did you get into my telepathy? You can hear us? Asked one of the voices. Oh, didn't see this coming. Sighed the other. Is it just the two of us? Asked the first voice. I don't know. Said the other voice. The other voice started listing off numbers from second onward. Though oddly enough they skipped first. Though when they did there was a voice that said, "Can you hear me?" We can. Thought Izuku. As the last one was 7th, Toshinori realized who they were. He had remembered through the years seeing figured in dreams and other moments. But had never really seen them. You're my predecessors, aren't you? Asked Toshinori. I'm the first holder. Said one of the voices. The name's Daigoro Banjo and I'm the 5th holder, and the reason why you can hear us is because the quirk hits singularly and you've awakened my quirk compete. Said the voice named Banjo. What? Asked Toshinori. One for all didn't just stockpile power, it also stockpiled everyone's quirks. Explained the first holder's voice. That makes sense. Thought Izuku, Now's not the time to go into one of your mumble spree. Mentally yelled Katsuki. You're right. Thought Izuku. Wait, why is the 6th able to talk to us? Asked Tsuyu. That's because he partially awakened my quirk accidentally years ago. He explained. What? Mentally yelled Toshinori, how? We should explain that to him later, considering my quirk is trying to choke the guy. Explained Banjo. Toshinori's sweat dropped as it was indeed true that the out-of-control quirk was indeed strangling Chisaki. Good. Thought Katsuki, Shoto, Tenya, and Tsuyu. Stop trying to kill him. Scolded Izuku. Also, what are you talking about? Asked Mirio. There was an awkward mental silence as they remembered he was the only knot in the loop. Oh right, you don't know. Thought Toshinori. Now not the time to explain. Thought Tenya. Oh right. Thought Mirio, realizing Tenya was right, especially since she had her own fight. Okay, so you need to control your anger. Said Banjo, getting things back on track. Toshinori knew what he was getting into, after all she had heard a lot of quirks that were controlled by emotions throughout the years. Toshinori took a breath and did her best to control her anger. The black whip retreated to his arms. He breathed a sigh of relief. The monstrous Yakuza caught his breath. I can tell, you didn't intend to that. Said Chisaki. I didn't. Said Toshinori. You now know the truth of the disease. Said Chisaki. What? Asked Toshinori. I can tell you don't want to kill me yet. Said Chisaki. And then Toshinori punched him in the middle of whatever speech he was making. He was still angry at him, but enough to make sure that Black Whip didn't go out of control again. Meanwhile, with Tenya and Aizawa, the teachers suddenly sped up and crashed into the wall. Erase her head. I apologize. Yelled Tenya. It's fine, you warned me this would happen. Said Aizawa. However, Chrono was about to stab Tenya with her hair, however Tenya moved out the way in a blink of an eye, expecting for him to make such a move. And then Tenya yes her wand on him. Chrono could only move slowly as he realized he was beaten by irony. Back with Izuku and Toru, they got back to the room where the fight happened and escaped through the massive hole. They knew that Izuku didn't need to help All Might anymore. But it was still a good idea to get outside. Plus Izuku realized something. He just hoped he wouldn't be too late. As Achiko, using her abilities, went to look for an ambulance of Sir Nighteye. Back with the fight, things had gotten more serious with Toshinori. She was finally using her named attacks. Carolina Smash. She called out using a cross chop. The attack hit hard. Then Toshinori jumped high into the air somersault and delivered an even harsher punch. California Smash. Called out Toshinori. The attack hit and Chisaki went reeling. Detroit Smash. Called out Toshinori. He delivered one of his signature punches and Chisaki was struggling. That was when Chisaki realized something. He had transformed himself into a giant monster to fight All Might. He realized that if he was no longer a mother, he might stand a better chance at fighting against All Might. But this point the head injuries had started to get to him. That was when Chisaki secreted himself from his minion. It was one last shot. He was now a normal human again. Please listen to me, he said. I'm not a monster, see? Did you do that just make such a speech? Asked Toshinori. Chisaki didn't answer. Even like this you're still a monster, said Toshinori. Toshi then laid out a punch so hard he is knocked out. And it was clear the battle was over. I think it might be a good idea to end the telepathy now, said the fist holder. My fight is over as well and we're heading to the hole, thought Tenya. Okay, thought Izuku. He turned off the telepathy as even though the fight was over it was not a good idea to figure things involving one for all at the moment. You should go to him, said Toru. Izuku nodded and headed to the direction he knew Sir Nighteye was in. In between two of the budlings, Toga and Twice had gotten away from the hero students, which made sense with all of the madness of the fight. It made sense they got away. Plus no one would be shocked. Oh, I wish it was more violent, complained Toga, and he didn't even do that thing. Why did you tell me about that idea? Yelled Twice. I thought you would like it, said Toga. As a man I hate the idea, muttered Twice, but it would have been worth it. Yeah, sighed Toga, at least I got a really good consolation prize. She held 5 vials of blood. Whoa! You managed to get a lot, said Twice. They were just paying attention to keeping him alive and All Might said he's his old sidekick or something. Said Toga, come on, we have to make the call to Shigaraki. Oh yeah, said Twice. They went to make the call with a plan just in case Shigaraki was able to get his hands on a certain something. Meanwhile, Izuku found the ambulance that was being used to Sir Nighteye. Sir, he called out, wait. I know what you're going to ask me, but the answer is no, Sir Nighteye said, clear in pain. What? Asked Izuku, genuinely shocked. I don't want to burden you with my quirk, said Sir Nighteye. Izuku's eyes widened in shock. Even if you can change fate, I don't think you should see the things I see, said Sir Nighteye. It was clear that the conversation needed to end as he placed in the ambulance to be taken to the hospital. There was a small amount to do at the scene, however Izuku was depressed. He could only hope he could figure something out to save his friend and mentor, but right now, it seemed to be a losing battle. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.